Hello everyone. This presentation talks about a case study on underwater debris citizen science project Aqua organized by our Silver Station network. We will also introduce outcomes of a collaboration between Scuba Dive Group and Research Institute for data compilation on underwater marine debris impact. The ocean, which covers 70% of the Earth, provides us with near infinite resources and beauty that we cannot experience on the ground. Since we live on land, it is not easy to experience the sea, which is different from the land. The picture you are looking at now is a picture of a flock of fish living in an underwater artificial reef in the East Sea of Korea. You can see how attached the organisms and fish live in harmony. As is the case everywhere, the beauty of nature in the sea is not the only thing that exists. Today, our beautiful sea has some unbearable sight due to land-based waste and direct fishing gears. These waste cause damage to marine animals and plants. The damage will surely come back to Earth's human someday, or probably at this moment. Scuba diving is one of the few leisure activities that can be carried out beyond the environmental constraints of underwater. We can feel like we are in the universe, moving vertically or horizontally, that we can't feel on the ground. This is why many people are starting scuba diving. We know that in order for mankind to live comfortably and well, it is important to preserve and improve the environment in which animals and plants live. Also, the problem of marine pollution has been a big social issue for a long time, and it is still a big problem that needs to be solved. Accordingly, divers are also trying to find ways to contribute to solving the marine debris problem. The method can be simple. We can share what we see and feel underwater with our friends, neighbors, and the world. Many stories can be told with just one picture of the impacts found underwater. My diving group is Team Brewster, a marine exploration group. It is a group of divers who observe, record, and share the underwater environment for a better sea of tomorrow. Team Brewster is a diving team founded by a group of tri-mix divers. Tri-mix divers can dive deep and dive for a long time. Taking advantage of merits of these activities, we can not only contribute to conservation of our environment through diving, but also enjoy it as a hobby. As citizens, we care about the underwater environment and observe changes in the sea environment, and also record and share scientifically meaningful data with experts. To preserve marine ecosystem, we work with the Research Institute to conduct the restoration and conservation project of our nature. We collect meaningful scientific data in collaboration with the Korea Marine Institute of our Civil Station network. We participate in underwater cleanup activity in diving area and use social media to promote awareness of citizens for environmental issues. The slide you are looking at now is an example of an environmental project of Team Brewster. We publish articles for scuba diver magazines on marine environmental issues. Among the marine debris collected from the underwater cleanup, we use the recyclable material for upcycling. For the first upcycling project, we used the direct lead weight to create equipment for divers. The incomes from the project were donated to environmental organizations. Team Brewster and its members are participating in domestic and international marine environmental organizations and conservation projects. The two logos we are looking at now are a citizen science project called the Ocean Aqua Nights or Outer Sea of East Asia Network, which launched last month in Korea. We collect data from scuba divers, aerial drone users, and also from ordinary people who care about marine litter issue. The logo on the bottom left is Global Underwater Explorer, GUE. GUE seeks to establish a new relationship with the ocean by refined diving skills. Exploring, observing, and documenting is critical for protection of the marine environment and for conserving our aquatic heritage for our future generations. Project Baseline is another global team of concerned citizens who share underwater observations. By providing the observation data from underwater activities to Project Baseline database, anyone can begin their journey of conservation and help protect, preserve, and restore our precious underwater ecosystems. I would like to introduce a special result from our citizen science project with our Sea of East Asia Network. This is a casebook of impact on wildlife caused by marine debris. Photographic casebook was produced with photos of marine debris impacting wildlife, which were collected by divers in Korea, including the dive group Team Booster. It is especially valuable because it was produced with the collaboration of citizens and scientists. 43 photos were analyzed in collaboration with divers and marine debris experts, and this casebook has taken a meaningful step toward solving marine debris problem in Korea. Two pictures of left side are showing the body of a rockfish caught in abandoned fishing gear near the Bom Island, which is one of the most popular diving spots of Korea. The depth of 9 meters near Bom Island is relatively shallow for fishing nets we found. Thus, we may guess that they have flowed from fishing ground elsewhere. Rockfish was dead with his mouth wide open. Judging from this, it appeared that he was caught in a net and died while struggling. This is an example of a situation in which any marine organism is unable to escape if caught in a direct fishing gear and has no choice but to die. On the right side, you can see the bird have died in fishing nets. This shows that the problem of sea could be a problem of the sky. To be a good place for marine organisms to survive, there are two conditions. First, a place to hide from strong tidal currents, and secondly, where attached organisms are well polarized. In general, direct fishing gears are located in the habitat of aquatic organisms. The place where the net was placed is where the fish are easily caught. or the direct fishing gears might have shifted along with the flow of the sea or get stuck between locks. Direct fishing gears that are left unattended constantly attract the victims. The situation poses a threat not only to sea creatures but also to divers and to birds, as you have seen in previous slide. Direct fishing gears entangled in the ocean floor or lock cannot be removed without divers. So Team Brewster divers are always trying to retrieve them. Team Brewster, a diving group, collected photos and videos of underwater marine debris impacting for many years. A total of 54 cases were collected, and for the area where the incidents were discovered was closed, or in the case of the same species, it was integrated into one case. If the evidence of impact in the photograph is unclear, the photograph is excluded from the analysis. Finally, a total of 43 cases were analyzed. This data was classified into categories such as impacted marine lives, habitats, and debris that causes impacts. In addition, metadata such as collected location, date, and environmental conditions were also analyzed. In 43 cases analyzed, 55% of the debris that have caused the impact on marine life are fishing nets and 25% fishing traps. Of the types of litter that can be clearly identified, 80% have been identified as a fishing-related litter. Most of cases were reported from East Sea and South Sea of Korea. There was no report from the Yellow Sea, where many divers are inactive due to strong current and poor underwater visibility. As you can see in the graph, more than 70% of the direct fishing gear that caused the impact were severely degraded. Yellow color in the pie chart means severely degraded gears. They seem to have been left unattended in the sea for a long time. It was similar when analyzed by gear types, including gillet, fishing pot, fishing line, and rope. Species of organisms impacted by marine litter in photos were identified with the help of a marine biologist. The impacted species could be roughly classified to 7 categories, including Osteichus, seaweed, Acidiaceae, cephalopods, Pelecypoda, crustacean, and seabird. Among the 43 cases, 23 were bony fish, of which most are target species of commercial fishing. Majority of cases were reported from rocky areas. The rocky area is home to many fish species, so net fishing is often done, also where gill loss often takes place. We can understand that the rocky areas where fish habitats and lost gears accumulation overlap. Reported cases from sandy area and artificial reef were 7 respectively. Team Brewster divers are paying attention to the reality that artificial reef, which are made for fish habitats, are becoming the graves of fish due to direct fishing gears. We are using various equipment for underwater survey. In addition to diving computers and cameras, we also use wet note for on-site instant recording. Both underwater knives and scissors can be used to save divers and fish entangled by nets or lines. For collecting the evidence of impact of a marine litter, we inquire the area affected by marine debris with a diving resort or local resident. We record GPS information with a dive computer or smartphone. And when we find evidence of marine litter impacting species underwater, we notice the diver body for securing safety before we try to record the evidence. Taking photos is essential for collecting evidence of marine debris impacts. Photos for recording the impact situation, including topography, impacted species, and marine debris type, should be taken. In this picture, you can find the fishing net is entangling the coral. When we're trying to rescue the impacted species, divers' safety should be secured first. The body should be alerted that the diver is starting to rescue the species. The diver rescuing the species should be cautious with the nets and the victim. We value collecting metadata as well as photography. While photos prove that marine litter is causing damage, metadata allow us to analyze why such damage occurred and what pattern it has. Metadata we are collecting include the date of observation, GPS information, water depth and temperature, topography, damaged species, damaging gear type, and condition of it. Ocean Aqua is using Google Forms for database. First of all, participants can easily submit their data by just click the Google Forms link. And Google Forms provide a very simple but useful data analysis tool. We can easily understand the data with a spreadsheet, charts, and also maps in Google Forms. Citizen scientists collect information about marine litter and provide it to scientists and social media. Scuba diver like me can provide images of situations underwater that are difficult for others to access. These data are analyzed by scientists and provided to media and policymakers as well. If the information I provide contributes to the improvement of real environmental problems by creating a social impact, I would feel very rewarding. So I encourage fellow divers to join me in collecting marine litter information. But I say we don't have to back down on pursuing fun in diving, which was our original objective. I think citizen science programs should be able to collect meaningful information while having fun. Ocean Aquanites has a very simple structure that seeks cooperation between citizens and scientists. We provide guidelines for collecting scientific data to our members, and experts analyze the collected data to derive and publicize marine debris prevention and reduction measures. Diverse data can be used for meaningful work and contribute to social improvement. Divers' response to ocean nights was enthusiastic. About half of the 150 participants recruited so far have applied for Aqua nights as divers. Divers who can directly experience the underwater environment or people who have a hobby or jobs in the ocean are highly interested in the marine and underwater environment because the underwater environment where divers spend their daily lives. As a diver, I think I have a social responsibility. There is an underwater environment that cannot be seen and felt without divers. The beginning of our observation will be the beginning of change. Thank you for your attention.